Over the last 18 months or so, the New South Wales Police has had an increasing enforcement aspect directed towards outlaw motorcycle gangs. This has included the activities of the Gang Squad at State Crime Command, also Strike Force Raptor under the Gang Squad, and also Strike Force Ranmore conducted by local area commands. Today we've taken a further step towards the enforcement of the criminal law against outlaw motorcycle gangs by lodging an application with the Supreme Court to declare the Hells Angels Outlaw Motorcycle Gang a declared organisation under the Criminal Organisations Control Act. As you would be aware, the Criminal Organisations Control Act was enacted last year and allows the New South Wales Police to make application to the Supreme Court to have an organisation declared as a criminal organisation. Today we've taken that first step in that process. The matter is now before the Supreme Court. In considering utilising this legislation, the New South Wales Police Force has taken many things into consideration. We consider that it would have been irresponsible of the police not to utilise legislation that was available to us to try and control criminal organisations within New South Wales. This legislation is available to us, and today, as I said, we've taken the first step towards making that declaration by lodging the application to the Supreme Court. We're not saying that they are worse than other gangs. We're saying that the Hells Angels Outlaw Motorcycle Club at this stage is the club that we have approached the Supreme Court and lodged an application to declare. They fit the criteria. Our submission that has been lodged today outlines our case that they do substantially form and meet to further criminal activity.
What kind of criminal activity?
It's serious criminal activity which ranges from a wide variety of offences all the way from murder down to illicit drug trafficking.
What evidence are you putting to the Supreme Court to back up your application?
Our submission is exceptionally lengthy. A great deal of time and effort has been placed into it. Much of what we rely on is also criminal intelligence, not just criminal offences that have been disclosed.
What's the effect of declaring them a criminal organisation?
The way the Act is set out, it's basically prescribed to actually look after persons who associate for the purpose who plan, facilitate, organise serious criminal activity, which is activity with a penalty of at least 10 years, and represent a risk to public safety and order in the state of New South Wales. So we look for organisations that we believe fit that criteria. We determined that the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club fit that criteria, and in order to ensure public safety, we've lodged an application against that organisation.
In your words, when you get the control orders, what do you say they will do?
What the control orders actually give us the power to do? The control orders basically prohibit association between persons who are controlled members of the same organisation. So essentially, it does not allow the group to continue to carry on the same activities they do, for example, meeting together for what we say are the purposes that they meet. It basically prohibits that, gives us the opportunity then to restrict those activities.
Would you concede in the last 16, 18 months that it's taken, would you concede in very recent times they've started to get a little cocky again as far as colours that are concerned?
Look, I think you're dealing with people that, by their very definition, identify themselves as the 1% of society that don't conform to the regulations and rules of the society. They flag themselves as being that by what they wear on their jackets. I think that over the last 18 months, we've had significant success in our enforcement strategies. Today, with the lodging of this application before the Supreme Court, it's another strategy that we can utilise to try and offset their potential criminal behaviour.
So what would you say to all the other bikie gangs out there now and all the other bikies? That they should not be in gangs, that they should stop wearing their colours, that they should go underground?
This legislation, and that's the reason why we're here today, is very specific in which it targets. For those groups who do not engage in criminal activity and do not represent a risk to public safety or order, they have nothing to fear. So what I'd say for those gangs who continue to conduct, they are the gangs we'll look at. But for those who are not engaged in any criminal activity or risk to public order, then they should have nothing to fear.
But should people at home feel safer when you've got 45 to 50 whom you may be able to control when you've got another 1,550 out there?
I think the public should feel very reassured in the fact of the activities they've seen in the last 18 months, the ongoing work of the Gang Squad and Strike Force Raptor, and to see that we have taken a first step using this new legislation. I think they should be satisfied that we're certainly moving in that direction.
Is this the first of many applications as far as the individual groups are concerned?
As I said, this will be a continuing process. So the legislation does exist currently. We will utilise anything available to us to try and offset criminal activity, especially in relation to outlaw motorcycle gangs. And it won't end here.